Hi, I'm Joan Cartan-Hansen, and welcome to Science Trek, the web show, and welcome to the World Center for Birds of Prey. And joining us today to answer your questions about birds of prey are Bill Heinrich and Greg Kaltenecker. Thank you both for being here. I appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, Joan. I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, let's go to your questions.
Hi, my name is Brian, and I go to Cynthia Mann Elementary School, and my question is, how wide is an osprey's wingspan?
Well, again, it depends on if you're talking about a male osprey or a female. Remember, the males are slightly smaller than the females, but the osprey's wingspan is between 4 and 6 feet.
Drew would like to know, how high can an eagle fly?
That's always a good question. You know, in birds of prey, including eagles, so most birds will stay generally below 500 feet. When they're migrating, you know, they'll go up as high as 1,000 feet. And even on migration, birds can even get up closer to the jet stream and fly it in the 25,000 feet. Geese and ducks can fly up it. I read of an instance where a griffon vulture, it's an African type vulture, was sucked into a jet engine at 37,000 feet. So that's pretty amazing that a bird can fly that high, and a human usually has difficulty breathing, you know, around 15,000 feet. But birds have air sacs that give them a continuous flow of oxygen, so they're able to fly at much higher altitudes than let's say a human could.
My name is Parker from Cynthia Mann Elementary School, and my question is, why do birds of prey dive into the water to catch fish?
Well, in Idaho, there's a couple of different kinds of birds of prey that eat fish, bald eagles and ospreys. Ospreys are the ones that dive completely in the water to catch fish, and bald eagles usually scoop them off the top or off the surface. But they're both fish-eating species, and that's where the fish live, is in the water.
Hi, my name is Deborah from Cynthia Mann Elementary, and my question is, why do turkey vultures have 2 hollow holes in the middle of their beaks?
You know, I had to do a lot of digging to try and find the answer to this question, and I think there's a couple. Maybe Bill can answer one and I can answer one, but I think that the beak of a turkey vulture is called perforate, and that means that they don't have a septum between or in the middle of each nostril, so you can see from one side to the other right through their nostrils. And I think one good reason for having a bill like that is because they're a scavenger, or they eat carrion. They've got their head down near or in a carcass a lot of times when they're feeding, and that's one of the reasons why they don't have feathers on their head. But I think having a perforate nostril is much easier to clean after they're done feeding on a carcass as well. And there was another reason, Bill.
Well, you know, since the turkey vultures have one of the most developed senses of smell of any bird, especially one of the few birds of prey that can actually smell, you know, it has something to do with that as well. And oftentimes, turkey vultures will be the first on that prey to find it, and other birds of prey follow the turkey vultures. For example, California condors will look to turkey vultures to find carcasses that they in turn come and feed on as well, but the turkey vultures initially find the carcass.
Hi, my name is Alexis, and I go to Cameron Elementary School in Cameron, Idaho. My question is, how many birds of prey are there in Idaho?
In Idaho, there's about 35 species of birds of prey that we can find throughout the year. And about 14 of those are owls, and about 20 of them are hawks, eagles, or falcons.
Hi, I'm Eris from Cynthia Mann Elementary, and my question is, what is an eagle's main prey?
Well, again, it depends on what kind of eagle you're talking about. Some eagles, like our golden eagle, eat mostly small mammals, maybe reptiles like snakes. Other eagles, like the bald eagle or the Steller sea eagle, eat mostly fish. There are other eagles that eat prey as big as monkeys. So it just depends what kind of eagle you're talking about.
I'm sorry, but we've run out of time. Bill and Greg, thank you for answering students' questions today.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
Kids all had wonderful questions and some challenging ones as well. Thanks.
And my thanks also to the folks here at the World Center for Birds of Prey for hosting us. If you want to learn more about birds of prey, check out the Birds of Prey area on the Science Trek website. You'll find facts, links, games, our Birds of Prey broadcast show, and lots more. And every week, check out my blog for the latest science news for kids, all at idahoptv.org. Thanks for joining us for Science Trek, the web show.